Good evening. Good evening, all our viewers on YouTube. We are live on a question and answer session on the board examinations today. So I welcome all our viewers here. We were all eagerly waiting for CBSE to announce the dates for its term 2 exams. And finally, we know it is the 26th of April. We are awaiting the date sheet, which will be released soon on the official website of CBSE. So watch out. With the announcement of this date, students and their parents have a volley of queries, doubts, etc. Some have taken to social media and are expressing their opinions on the conduct of board exams 2022. The opinions and demands are divided, as some feel the dates, the other entrance exams, so on, so forth. So to understand the uncertainties and give some direction to all the stakeholders concerned, we'll be taking queries live from students, from parents, from many schools across the country. And to give clarity, we have experts in this field. Let me introduce you to our panel today. Mrs. Manisha Khanna is a dynamic and self-motivated leader. She has more than 2 decades of academic experience. She's the vice principal in one of the leading schools of Gurgaon. She's been known for her exceptional academic strategies and promising board exam results as Microsoft innovation educator expert. She's always at par with the latest technology and inculcates these in teaching methods as well, the need of the hour. She's been orchestrating a multitude of CBSE and public exams efficiently as a head examiner, center superintendent, and an observer. She's been a subject expert for board classes of students of 10th and 12th. She's conducted many training programs for teachers on effective lesson planning, classroom management, blended learning, etc. Welcome to the program, Mrs. Manisha Khanna.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Shomaji, for this wonderful introduction. I'm honored. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Mr. Vikas Chawla is an esteemed career counselor and trainer. He's been at this for the last 20 years. His expertise lies in guiding students, especially the ones who wish to study abroad, as well as in the domestic institutions, foreign work visa, PNP, PR, and investment visa. Mr. Vikas is associated with Bal Vikas Kendra, the Wellbeing Foundation. Welcome to this program, Mr. Vikas Chawla.
Thank you so much. Namaskar to everyone, and hope this session will be very, very good. And thanks to Tripathi sir for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for coming here.
And we have Dr. Sunil Tripathi, who is an alumnus of Banaras Hindu University and Delhi School of Economics, worked with the Government of India under the Ministry of Statistics and other program implementations. So has been awarded by the Education Council of India for Industry Integrated Pedagogy and by EduFeeds for his contribution to education. Dr. Tripathi is known for guiding students from various schools and institutions in India and overseas. At present, he is associated with SCERT, Delhi, and Bharatiya Shiksha Board as a resource person. Welcome to the program, Dr. Tripathi.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. And we can introduce 2 students also.
We have 2 students who have joined us from schools in Gurgaon. Ishika. Welcome to the program, Ishika and Khushi.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So before we take questions from our audience live, you can type in your questions and I will read them out to the experts, and I'm sure we will get answers. And before I do that, I would quickly start this discussion by asking for a view of the exam date that has been just released by CBSE and what our panel thinks about it. Over to you, ma'am, Manisha, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Shoma ma'am, for this question. I think the take for this is different from educationist to the students, and even there are debates among the educationists also. I mean, some are taking it in a very positive manner and some have different opinion. But I personally believe we should always count the blessings, what we have in our hand. And that is my personal approach throughout my life. So I think the best thing is they have enough time to prepare. Secondly, they have to prepare just half of the curriculum, not the previous year batches when they had to prepare for the entire curriculum for the whole session. So the two blessings, what the batch 2022, you have in your hand, that you have ample time and less syllabus. So count the two blessings and then just go ahead, move on.
That's right. Thank you, ma'am. Can I have the same question to?
Yes, what I was saying before the session, that the student, the CBSE, whenever taking any decision, they have to think about entire country. There are some parts of the country, there is a problem with the connectivity, there is a problem with the reaching, there is a problem with the electricity and all. The students from Delhi, NCR and all, they are fortunate enough, they are having their regular classes through using different media. But there are students who are not so advantaged, they're not getting so much of an advantage. So for them, the syllabus is still to be completed. So they need time, and CBSE has given that time. So we should see in that direction.
Absolutely agree with you, Shanil sir. I think it's a decision that has been taken keeping in view of the entire student population. Mr. Vikas Chawla, sir.
Yeah, this is a welcoming decision for the students as well as for the teacher fraternity. And this one is most needed for curriculum, syllabus, and the completion of timely completion of the syllabus. So it's a welcoming decision for students, for institutions, for schools, and for every stakeholder of this particular education era.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you, sir. It's regionally, there is so much of difference between institutions that to take a wholesome decision, I think we're going towards the right direction. So with that, I move on to the student representatives. Ishika and Khushi, you represent the entire student community all across the country. So it's very important that we hear your questions, because the questions that you ask us today probably will be in the minds of many, many students all across the country. So Ishika, we could start with you and your question, please.
Thank you, ma'am. So firstly, we have some questions for Miss Manisha Khanna, ma'am. So, ma'am, I wanted to ask how to tackle the last minute projects that are given by the school, and how important are they, and how much time should we spend on them?
Okay. Are you getting last minute projects, or it must be given well in advance, but I think students have not taken it seriously that time, and now you are taking it as last minute projects. But believe you me, Ishika, every school gives project very well on time. Usually, I mean, from 2 decades, what I have seen, I think we have audiences from English and Hindi, both the languages. So it is better if I talk in bilingual. So Ishika, what I feel, बच्चे की हमारे पास टीचर्स हमेशा ऐसा प्रोजेक्ट्स देते हैं जो जून में कंप्लीट कर दे बच्चे, समर वेकेशंस एंड विंटर वेकेशंस. These are the 2 times what usually teachers want to utilize properly. But never the mind, if some of the students have still not finished their project, my suggestion to them, you have to finish that, you have to do that. That is must, that is important. But due to the scarcity of the time, I think they can avoid the beautification of those projects. They can avoid the unnecessarily spending a lot of time in covering and what all we do usually. So that all can be avoided. But yes, completion of those projects are very important. And again, the practicals are of half of the weightage what we used to have. So if it was of 20 marks or 30 marks, usually in most of the subjects, it will be now of 10 marks and 15 marks. So out of those 10 or 15 marks, which is half of the total weightage of the practical, the project is going to be 3 to maximum 5 marks. Now you see, out of that 100, when you have to work something for that 5 marks, how much weightage we have to give. So yes, completion is very important, but the beautification and all, that is up to the students how you want to do. If you don't want, you can exempt that, but just finish that work.
Thank you, ma'am.
Our next question is in view of the pre-boards. So because everyone was assuming boards to be earlier, that's why most schools have pre-boards right now in a week or so. तो मतलब हम उसको कितनी importance देनी चाहिए अभी जो pre boards है, because ज़्यादातर बच्चे भी prepared नहीं थे boards के लिए and even pre boards के लिए. So आपको क्या लगता है कि postpone करने चाहिए या अभी अच्छे से prepare करना चाहिए?
Okay. Pre-boards are genuinely very, very important, Khushi. Very important. See, I always give one formula to my students. I love naps. That nap what we do, nap, NAPPS. I'll give you the full form of this naps, where this one of the P stands for pre-board. So if you are a board student, that one P in I love naps is for pre-board, which is very, very important, because after writing the pre-board only, we get to see where we are lagging behind, what are the shortfalls, what are the shortcomings. And then we understand that we have to do how many practice papers, how we have to do the revision. And the students who are very focused for the competitive exams and they don't take pre-board exams seriously, definitely they are somewhere at the losing end. So writing pre-board exams are very, very important to assess yourself, to understand your shortcomings. Because when we know what are our shortcomings, for example, I'm a commerce student, मुझे accounts में पता चला कि मुझे सब कुछ आता है, but even while doing the questions, I get to see मेरी calculation error हो रही है, या मैं retardation or some topics. I'm not an accounts teacher, though I'm a maths teacher, but I don't know why I thought of giving example for accounts. I have seen my daughter, see, we are parents also. I have seen my daughter year before, 2 years before, when she was studying in grade 12. Actually, they have studied the entire NCERT. They have attended a lot of classes. They have attended throughout the year. But pre-board is the actual jerk, where they understand what are the shortfalls, what all we need to understand, and what all we need to revise again. So again, go to that NCERT, which we all say that is the God, that is the Bible for board exams. So reading those NCERT again, assessing those practice papers again, doing those practice papers again is actually important. So I will say pre-boards are very important. Now again, there is a catch. अगर आपका स्कूल pre-board exams अभी February में plan कर रहा है, then 60% of the entire curriculum you should be ready before these pre-board exams. If you will have the same set of exams in the March, that means agar pre-board exams March mein ho rahe hain aapke, or if some schools are conducting in February and in March also, calling it as pre-board 2 or mock exam, then definitely if for the March exams, you should be completely ready with 100% syllabus, with the entire revision, with the entire practice papers and everything. For February exams, yes, you focus on your 60% target of the entire curriculum. I hope I was able to give the answer.
Yes, ma'am. I think that narrows things down. And
I have a question. I will take this question from a live viewer right now. So Khushi, I'm sure ma'am has answered your question. I'll just take a little break here and I'll ask the question that I've just seen. This is from Aditi Rai, and she is asking that with the pre-boards 1 and 2 and her own preparation, when does she have the time to when is the time that she would keep aside for self-study? Ma'am, if you could answer that.
Okay, for that, what was the name of the child who asked this question?
Aditi Rai.
Okay, Aditi, beta, हम सबकी लाइफ में 24 घंटे होते हैं. Some of us utilize those 24 hours so well that reach to the pinnacle of their career. But yes, some of those who don't know how to utilize those 24 hours properly, they don't get what they deserve or what they have thought of. So every single minute is important. And again, think very positive that we have our exams from 26th of April and today is 10th of February. Do one thing, Aditi. Tomorrow, 11th February onwards, till your board exams, let's say 26th will be your first exam. So you have to finish entire planning by 20th of April, because remaining 6 days, you will give your first exam, which will be on 26th. So 11 February se lekar 20 April tak, count the days, divide your subjects every day, 3 subjects. I suggest 2 subjects. Take out the curriculum in your hand. Suppose you start with 2 subjects, what you have. You may have any 5 subjects. So start any 2 subjects and those are the difficult ones for you. Suppose you are a science student and you have physics and chemistry are very difficult. So start planning from tomorrow. Physics and chemistry, you have to revise entire curriculum in such a manner that in next 10 days, you are finishing these 2 subjects completely. Then next 2 subjects and then next subject. And then in such a manner that we have to take time, we have to keep the margin for the second revision as well. So if you will plan very beautifully, 24 hours in a day, count in minutes, and then till 26th of April, you have enough time, bache, enough time.
Thank you, ma'am. Before I come back to Khushi, I'll also read out the second part of her question, and I think this should go to Mr. Vikas Chawla. She is preparing also for her NEET. So the question is obvious. How does she do that? When is the NEET exam? How would you like to guide her, sir?
The NEET exam is probably going to be held in the month of July or August. She'll be having plenty of time for this, and she can do one thing. She can segregate the entrance exam preparation on Sundays and Saturdays, and on weekdays she can prepare for their academics, right? And she needs to spare nearly 60 to 70 hours before the board examinations. And after board examinations, she can spare the entire time for her NEET examination. Right, ma'am?
Thank you, sir.
I think, ma'am, so ma'am, I will like to intervene. मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ पे हर बच्चे का क्वेश्चन इस तरह का आएगा कि how to divide the time between the board and the entrance examination. So sir has rightly said that कि we need to divide our time either on the days basis or on the hourly basis. What we can do, we can divide maybe the morning hours, 2 hours every day. We will be preparing for our entrance examination, and throughout the day we will be studying for the board. Or maybe like we can reverse the thing. We can prepare Monday to Friday for our board examination and Saturday, Sunday, because most of the classes are going on Saturday and Sunday. So full day we can prepare for the entrance. That will enough. And the student need not to worry about that, because all the entrance examination which has been even declared, 90% chances or 99% chances are there, their dates will be changed, because last year also this happened. So they need not to worry about that. They will get enough time to prepare for their entrance examination.
Right, sir. I think we are going to, this is a query for many students, and I think your answer will give some guidance to children preparing for their NEET exams. I'll come back to the students here. Please go ahead with your next question.
Yes, so our next question is for Ms. Manisha Khanna. So basically we had very less time for term 2, and that's why the syllabus was very rushed in school and most of the coaching institutes. So do you think it's a good idea to redo the whole syllabus again in a more thorough manner this time?
Much advisable, much advisable. See, I always say that NCERT is just the Bible. Whatever the reference book you follow, still NCERT is something which one has to read at least 4 times. If you feel that syllabus was rushed because of the lack of the time, because teachers were also under the pressure that exams will start somewhere in the mid of March. Now you have ample time to revise, to redo that entire reading of those books, textbooks once again, as per your own pace. As again, Sunil sir's advice, with that pace that you have to keep time for the entrance exams as well. So divide the hours or the days in such a manner that when you are doing 2 subjects, read from NCERT and then go to the practice papers.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So the next question is for Mr. Vikas Chawla, sir. Sir, so my question is, in view of the entrance tests, which are some good books and magazines students should refer to?
See, every entrance test, especially in humanities and in commerce, there are 4 domains, and 4 domains out of 4 domains, 3 domains are common. That means 75% of the questions are common in every exam. So you can buy Arihant series for English, that is objective general English for every type of entrance exam. Plus you can buy M. Tyra, that is quicker mathematics for quantitative aptitude. And again, you can buy R.S. Agarwal for logical reasoning. There might be 20 to 25 questions from LR, that is logical reasoning, in every entrance exam. So you can buy 3 books. One is R.S. Agarwal for LR, that is logical reasoning. Another one is M. Tyra, that is quicker mathematics. And the last one is Objective General English by Arihant. All right.
Yes, thank you so much.
I will, before we go on to the next questions, I have a couple of questions on the YouTube Live, and I'd like you to answer this, because sir, क्योंकि ये questions बार-बार आते रहेंगे, and this is regarding the CLAT exams. Will they be postponed? When should we apply for the entrance exams before the boards? So,
I think, Soma ma'am, I have already replied for this. Last year also this happened and the CLAT was postponed. So we cannot say with authority because we are not the authority. But whosoever is taking this decision, they always consider the students' interest at the top. So they are going to postpone this. So
yeah,
they should wait.
Probably this will happen in the month of July.
So somewhere either in the end of June or maybe July, depending upon
on the first Sunday of July, probably.
right, so that is also a very common question that will come up every now and then. I also want you to throw some light on children who are aspiring to apply to foreign universities, and how is this going to affect their application process?
I think Vikas sir will reply for this.
Yes, sir. See, foreign universities used to take twice or thrice in a year admissions. One is in fall season, another one is in spring season. तो सभी बच्चों को मैं ये बता दूं, जो बच्चे बाइलिंगुअल हैं उनके लिए भी मैं ये बता दूं कि एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस जो है वो 3 to 4 months प्रायर स्टार्ट हो जाता है. जैसे सपोज हमने सितंबर के लिए ट्राई करना है, तो इन दैट केस हमें सारी फॉर्मेलिटीज बाय द एंड ऑफ मार्च और अप्रैल फिनिश करनी होती है. तो इसमें जो फिनिश अप होता है वो आपका प्रेडिक्टेड स्कोर पर, दिस टाइम वी कैन हैव अ प्रेडिक्टेड स्कोर आपके स्कूल के वाइस प्रिंसिपल या प्रिंसिपल जनरेट करके देते हैं, और ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट वी यूज्ड टू अप्लाई इन फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज. Once we apply in foreign universities, after that we get the offer letter. They used to see the profile of the student, and on the basis of that they will give you offer letter, and on the basis of offer letter every type of GIC, that is living expense, insurance, funding, everything will be seen by the university, and that university will ultimately give you the final offer. And after getting the final offer, the whole process will take nearly 2 months. So approximately 4 to 5 months prior to the admission deadline, we need to do the process. तो सभी बच्चों के लिए यही चीज है कि 4 से 5 महीने लगभग आपको तैयारी करनी पड़ती है अगर आपने जाना है तो. दैट मीन्स अगर सितंबर के लिए जाना है तो जनवरी फरवरी में हर हाल में आप लोग प्रिपरेशन करते हैं. इसके लिए जो एलिमेंट्री एक एजुकेशन चाहिए होती है, दैट इज वन इंग्लिश एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट, that is on the basis of PET or IELTS or TOEFL. In Canada, we used to take only IELTS, and in US, we used to take TOEFL as well as IELTS. तो इन सभी एग्जाम्स में 4 डोमेन होते हैं. 4 डोमेन हर लैंग्वेज के लिए होते हैं. एक स्पीकिंग पावर होती है आपकी, एक आपका रीडिंग स्किल होता है, एक राइटिंग स्किल होता है, एक लिसनिंग स्किल होता है. तो इन चारों स्किल्स पर आपको जज किया जाता है, एंड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट you will be given bands, and bands जो आपके रहते हैं वो 9 में से रहते हैं. आउट ऑफ 9 आपके जो bands रहते हैं वो 6.5 से कम किसी भी डोमेन में नहीं होने चाहिए. तो 6.5 और 6 से कम किसी भी डोमेन में नहीं होने चाहिए. और ओवरऑल आपका डोमेन जो रहेगा, ओवरऑल जो आपका स्कोर रहेगा, दैट मस्ट बी 7. Once you get the score, you can apply into the university, and some universities used to take conditional applications also. That means you need to submit your score afterward, right? So you need to give IELTS exam, you need to apply for the university with your predicted score or by your actual score, which you are getting in 12th standard. And after that, you'll get the offer letter. After that, we'll do the funding process. And after that, you'll be having visa formalities. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Khushi, Ishika, whatever is your next question, please carry on.
Yes, so our next question is again from Mr. Vikas Chawla. We wanted to ask you that when do you think is a good time to start preparing for the entrance exams? Is it now or should it be done after the board?
See, the preparation should be a blended one. That means you need to mix with your academic as well as your entrance preparation. So you need to spare, as Tripathi sir said, that you need to spare Sundays. Every Sunday you can spare nearly 4 hours or 5 hours. And after that, after the completion of boards, you can spare 6 to 7 hours a day. See, we have 4 domains. First domain is English. English needs nearly 60 hours preparation. So you can divide your 60 hours later after the boards. In LR, you have 60 hours preparation. You can spare 20 hours before the boards and 40 hours after the boards. Then again, you have quantitative aptitude. For this, you can spare 20 hours before the boards and 40 hours after the boards. Then lastly, you have general knowledge. General knowledge can be split into 2 parts. One is static general knowledge. Static general knowledge वो होती है बेटे जो कभी भी चेंज नहीं होती है. Like हमारी हिस्ट्री है या हमारी जनरल साइंस है या पॉलिटी है. तो इसके लिए आप बाद में टाइम स्पेयर करें क्योंकि ये कहीं ना कहीं रोटे लर्निंग का पार्ट होता है. तो इस रोट लर्निंग को जब आप नियर टू एग्जाम करते हैं तो आपको याद रहती है. तो स्टैटिक जीके आप तब करें और जो करंट अफेयर्स हैं वो आप साथ साथ करें और उसकी एक डायरी मेंटेन करें. यू कैन प्रिपेयर द फ्लैश कार्ड्स ऑल्सो और उन फ्लैश कार्ड्स में आप आगे डेट लिखेंगे, पीछे व्हाट हैज हैपेंड टुडे वो आप लिखेंगे. लाइक लता मंगेशकर जी की तिथि थी तो उसमें आप लिख सकते हैं उसको. वो क्वेश्चन एक बनता है, वो क्वेश्चन आने का चांस है. तो ऐसे क्वेश्चंस, ऐसे इवेंट्स, पोलिंग है, आजकल इलेक्शन का टाइम है तो इलेक्शन पर क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. तो दीज आर कॉल्ड करंट अफेयर्स. तो करंट अफेयर्स आप पहले कर लें, बोर्ड से पहले तैयार कर लें क्योंकि वो तो बाय द एंड ऑफ द डे तक जाएगा. और जीके जो स्टैटिक जीके है वो आप बाद में कर लें. तो 40 आवर्स में 60 आवर्स में 40 आवर्स बाद में और 20 आवर्स पहले आप स्पेंड करेंगे. सो पैरेलली चलाना पड़ेगा दोनों चीजों को बिकॉज यू नो कि जून जुलाई में हमारा एंट्रेंस भी आ जाएगा और सारे एडमिशन इस बार एंट्रेंस बेस्ड है. और एंट्रेंस बेस्ड में हमारी सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी जिन्हें हम टॉप क्लास कहते हैं, जो सबसे टॉप पर रहती हैं, उन्हें लिया जाता है और उन्हीं के लिए फाइट ज्यादा रहती है. प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटीज के लिए इतनी ज्यादा फाइट नहीं रहती है. तो इसके लिए प्रिपरेशन अभी से स्टार्ट कर दें. पहले तो मेरिट पर ही एडमिशन हुआ करता था, तो अब CU CET प्लस कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ एंट्रेंस प्लस आपका स्कोर कार्ड रहेगा. तो स्कोर भी कम नहीं आना चाहिए और साथ में आपकी एंट्रेंस की प्रिपरेशन भी बहुत अच्छी रहनी चाहिए. तो दोनों को साथ साथ चलाएं. इससे आप मोनोटोनियस फील भी नहीं करेंगे कि बहुत टाइम हो गया अकाउंटेंसी, फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री पढ़ते हुए. अब साथ साथ हम जो है वो थोड़ा सा एक्स्ट्रा भी पढ़ लें. और ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग पढ़ाई होती है एंट्रेंस की, स्पेशली इन केस ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटी एंड क्लैट एंड इन केस ऑफ BBA. तो ये बहुत अच्छे से आप इजीली संडे को स्पेयर कर सकते हैं. तो संडेज आप स्पेयर करें. अभी राइट नाउ यू आर हैविंग नियरली 7 to 8 संडेज बिफोर अप्रैल. तो 7 संडेज को आप अच्छे से इस्तेमाल करें. 7 संडेज में आप ट्राई करें कि आप नियरली 80 आवर्स की स्टडी कर लें. और टोटल 200 आवर्स की स्टडी है तो 200 में से 80 आपने पहले कर लिया, 120 आवर्स आप बाद में करेंगे. एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इज कि अगर आप एंट्रेंस की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं तो until unless you pass with nearly 100 और nearly 80 एग्जामिनेशन टेस्ट, तब तक आपकी पकड़ मजबूत नहीं होती है उसमें, तब तक यू कांट इवन हैव अ ग्रिप ऑन दैट. तो इसीलिए वो प्रैक्टिस पेपर्स के लिए भी आपको टाइम छोड़ना है. लास्ट में नियरली आपको 40 to 50 आवर्स उसके लिए छोड़ने पड़ेंगे.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
One thing I can tell at this point of time, चावड़ा जी ने बहुत अच्छे से इवन आवर्स के साथ बता दिया कि हाँ टोटल 200 आवर्स चाहिए और उसको हम कैसे बोर्ड से पहले एंड बोर्ड के बाद डिवाइड कर सकते हैं डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ द बच्चा. इफ यू हैव कम लाइटर सब्जेक्ट तो आप सैटरडे संडे दोनों ले सकते हैं. इफ यू हैव अ सब्जेक्ट लाइक अकाउंटेंसी और फिजिक्स और केमिस्ट्री एंड योर सिलेबस इज स्टिल नॉट कंप्लीट, यू वांट टू गिव टाइम, देन यू कैन डिवोट ओनली संडे एंड आफ्टर योर बोर्ड्स यू विल बी गेटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम टू प्रिपेयर. तो आई होप all the queries related to this time division is clear here. So there will not be any question. I think Khushi and Ishika, you are happy with that? It can be done very easy. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, sir.
Sorry, please continue.
Thank you, ma'am. So, sir, my next question is also for you, sir. So, which all application forms are out and what are the deadlines?
See, the deadlines are basically 31st of March for most of the examinations. Like CLAT is out, Common Law Admission Test is out, then UGAT is out. UGAT is for BBA plus MBA integrated course. And then there is one course that is by Marine of the country, IMC BBA. That form is also out, and Railway BBA is also going to be out very soon. So I'm repeating, CLAT is out, SLAT is out. SLAT is for Symbiosis. Symbiosis का जो campus है वो पुणे में है, deemed to be university है, यानी कि इस पर कोई थ्रेट नहीं होता है. डीम टू बी यूनिवर्सिटी बहुत अच्छी मानी जाती है, नॉट एट ऑल कोई दिक्कत नहीं रहती, राइट. तो स्लैट इज आउट, क्लैट इज आउट, IIM का जो IIPMAT है दैट इज आउट, IPMAT रोहतक इज आउट, देन यूगैट इज आउट, एंड पैट इज आउट. नारसी मुंजी का ये पेपर होता है मुंबई से, तो ये भी आउट है. तो पेपर्स ऑलमोस्ट निकल चुके हैं. इवन HM का पेपर भी निकल चुका है, NCHM CT JEE. देन JEE मेंस के लिए नॉर्मली नेक्स्ट वीक में कोई ना कोई नोटिफिकेशन आ जाएगा. तो फॉर्म्स आउट हैं, लेकिन आपके लिए किसी भी तरह की वरी वाली बात नहीं है, क्योंकि सभी फॉर्म्स की लास्ट डेट पहली बात तो 31 मार्च है, और जो कि एक्सटेंड होगी जैसे ही डिले होगा पेपर में, उसी हिसाब से ये आगे बढ़ जाएगी. एंड प्रोबेबली ये 31 से 30th of April तक जाएगी. दूसरी बात ये कि मेरा कहना यही है कि जैसे ही फॉर्म्स आउट होते हैं आप जल्दी से जल्दी उसे फिलअप कर लें, क्योंकि एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आपने ये फिल तो करना ही है. तो डोंट वेट फॉर द लास्ट डेट और एक्सटेंशन ऑफ द लास्ट डेट. तो आप ये सभी फॉर्म्स अभी भर सकते हैं, और इसकी जानकारी आपको इस पर या किसी पोर्टल पर सुनील सर भी प्रोवाइड करते रहेंगे टाइम टू टाइम.
We are putting on our groups, CUCT groups and workshop groups. We are putting all the forms, sir.
Sure, sir.
Thank you, sir. Our next question is from Mr. Sunil Tripathi. So a very major question to most students is that is this good time to join these crash courses जो बहुत सारे institutes करा रहे हैं, or coaching or something like that for the entrance examinations?
What is recommended by Mr. Vikas Chawla at this point of time? You need not to join any coaching center. If you want to join, you join only for the content. Suppose you join a coaching center, they will give you the books, study material, GK material, English material, and whenever you are getting time on Sundays or Saturdays, you can go through those books, because everything, the mathematics, the reasoning, the English, you have studied it till class 10th. The same thing you have to say. So you can go through that. The 80 hours of study which you are supposed to do yourself before the board, you can go through that. The serious coaching you should be joining only after your board, because whatever the work will be given from the coaching center, you will not be completing that work, then going next day, and then they will be forwarding the syllabus and all, then you will not be coping with that. So better not to go for coaching at this point of time. If you have to, you should have gone in the beginning of the year, and till now you should have completed the syllabus. But at this point of time, joining any of the coaching, it is useless. It is my recommendation.
Thank you so much, sir. So my next question is also for Mr. Sunil Tripathi, sir. These days, students are really stressed out because of the ever-changing situation and uncertainties. Sir, so how do you think they can cope up with such stress?
Okay, what I feel in today's corporate world, we have teachers who are working from the school, and schools are assumed to be the least stressed environment few years back. But anywhere, if you want to work, either in government organization or in private organization, now the job is stressful job. You have to put your effort if you want to grow. So this is the way where this is the starting of that. So you have to do some yoga, some meditation. You should be watching TV. You should be going out. What is happening these days? We are not going to school. We are not playing. So we are sitting at home. Sometimes we are on the laptop. Sometimes we are on the phone and all. Then studying. We are not going out from our room. So that is the main reason of stress. So if you are not going to school, at least go down or on the roof or something. Walk there. Talk to your friends. थोड़ा सा मतलब कुछ तो मतलब वो पेड़ पौधे देखो, चिड़ियों की आवाज सुनो, कुछ मतलब कुछ एक होता है ना, गली में कोई जा रहा है उसको देखो. जब तक ये नहीं करोगे स्ट्रेस रहेगा. जब तक आप एक कमरे में बंद रहेंगे ना, वो स्ट्रेस रहेगा। उस स्ट्रेस को बस पहले पार्क में जाओ, स्कूल में क्या होता है, एक पीरियड स्पोर्ट्स का हो गया, नहीं हुआ तो रेसेस में एक दूसरे के ऊपर कूद रहे हैं, दौड़ रहे हैं, एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, उससे वो दी जाता है स्ट्रेस busting situations, what we said, not exercise, this is a situation. वो सिचुएशन आपको क्रिएट करनी पड़ेगी। कैसे हो सकता है? मम्मी के साथ बैठो, बातें करो, पापा के साथ अगर टाइम मिल जाता है, मेरे सिबलिंग्स हैं, तो जैसे भी थोड़ा सा टाइम अपने खुद को टाइम देना, अपार्ट फ्रॉम स्टडीज, अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर लैपटॉप एंड मोबाइल, थोड़ा सा। और उसका सबसे अच्छा तरीका कुछ नहीं होता, सोसाइटी में जो पार्क है, मे बी पार्क क्लोज हो, वो कोरोना एंड ऑल से जनरली खुल गए, तो उसके सामने कोई बेंच वगैरह है, वहां जाके बैठो, कोई दोस्त है उनसे बात करो, नहीं तो कम से कम एनवायरमेंट को देखो, थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस अपने आप कम हो जाएगा। और स्ट्रेस कम करने का एक और तरीका है कि प्लीज मॉर्निंग में उठो, रात को जल्दी सो। ये जितना जल्दी आप अपने स्लीप पैटर्न को चेंज कर दोगे, आपका स्ट्रेस अपने आप कम होता चला जाएगा। जब हम रात को लेट सोते हैं और मॉर्निंग में, तो क्या होता है, सुबह उठते हैं ना, एक पहली चीज, कितने भी रात को पढ़ के सो, सुबह जब आप 10 बजे 11 बजे 12 बजे उठते हो, तो पहले एक चीज मन में ग्लानि आती, ग्लानि, दुख होता, ओह लेट हो गए, जब, और फिर अगले दिन फिर वही करते हैं। तो जनरली दैट थिंग्स टू बी रिमूव, तो ट्राई टू वेक अप अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग, थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस कम हो जाएगा। बाकी मनीषा मैम इसमें ज्यादा अच्छे से हेल्प कर पाएंगी। मनीषा मैम
नहीं, आपने बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया है, बिकॉज एक्चुअली जो बच्चे इस टाइम पे स्ट्रेस फील कर रहे हैं, एग्जैक्टली द रीजन व्हाट यू हैव कोटेड, दे आर नॉट स्टेपिंग आउट फ्रॉम देयर हाउस, एंड दैट इज द मेन रीजन दैट सो मच इज ऑन देयर हेड विच इज नॉट गोइंग आउट। जैसे होता है ना, एक प्रोसेस होता है हर चीज का, इनपुट और आउटपुट दोनों होना बहुत जरूरी है। आउटपुट नहीं हो, अगर ह्यूमन बॉडी में भी कॉन्स्टिपेशन हो, कुछ हो, यू फील हेडेक एंड समथिंग। घर में एक छोटा सा सिंक वॉश बेसिन में भी अगर आउटपुट नहीं है, फ्लो नहीं है, तो वहां ब्लॉकेज हो जाती है। And nowadays, what we are doing, rightly you said, this generation, especially because of no school, offline schools नहीं है, तो वो सुबह लेट उठने का जो पैटर्न है, that is very wrong. So my genuine advice, please sleep on time, get up early in the morning, breathe in the fresh air, in the oxygen. पूरा दिन जो हम ये मास्क लगा के रहते हैं, या तो घर पे हैं, बाहर निकल नहीं रहे हैं, और जा रहे हैं तो दो मास्क लगा के जा रहे हैं, हम अपनी ही कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड खुद इनहेल कर रहे हैं। जब ऑक्सीजन इनहेल ही नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो स्ट्रेस तो जाएगा ही जाएगा। सबसे बड़ा हमारा पानी जो है, दैट इज, आई थिंक वी ऑल नो, H2O, पानी में भी ऑक्सीजन है। If you are sitting at home and for any reason, an entire day you didn't get a chance to step out, please make sure, if every day you are taking 10 glasses of water, that particular day you have to ensure 15 glasses of water, because some oxygen you are intaking from your water also. That is H2O. We all know that. Oxygen intake पानी से भी होता है. Secondly, early getting up in the morning, and please avoid Swiggy and Zomato and all that. बहुत अच्छा लगता है, बहुत अट्रैक्टिव है, आजकल बहुत बजट में भी आने लग गया है सब कुछ. The moment you open, some concessions and everything. But promise yourself, till the time we are completing our board exams and we are clearing all our entrance exams, we will not eat junk. Junk also is another reason to increase your stress. Please eat healthy. घर का बना हुआ, जो मम्मी बनाती हैं, घर में कुक बनाती हैं, जो भी हेल्दी खाना खाओ. Once in 15 days, if we have to eat something, but that too limited. पढ़ते हुए कुरकुरे के पैकेट्स खोल देना, चिप्स के पैकेट खोल के पढ़ रहे हैं, हम कोल्ड ड्रिंक्स खोल के पढ़ रहे हैं, ये सब स्ट्रेस बढ़ाता है. The moment you leave all these things, automatically the stress will go away.
Absolutely. I think coupled with the fact that students say that they study the best at night, I think so most of them would like to be awake at night, and then they wake up late, and then it's a vicious cycle that they get into, and never have that waking morning hours for them to study. So yeah, having a good routine really works. Manisha ma'am, with this, I would like to ask you one question that came up. Some children are also asking that boards के लिए भी prepare करना है, entrances के लिए भी prepare करना है. So for example, exams like JEE or NEET or whatever. Besides NCERT, is there a one-stop solution? Like, is there a book that they can refer to which will target both the board exams and the competitive exams? कि एक ही बार में पढ़ाई हो जाए, because competitive exams पे कभी देखा गया है कुछ ऐसे questions आ जाते हैं which is slightly could be out of your NCERT syllabus. So what would you advise? What would you
definitely
advise on that?
Thanks for the question. Definitely NCERT, as I always say, it's a God, it's a Bible. reading NCERT 4 times is must. If you feel that you have read twice, you have just won half of the battle. So as Vikas sir also said at one point of time कि हमारी जो GK है वो दो तरह की होती है. एक हमारी I mean the one which is related to history and static GK, and one is current affairs. So something which goes for the longer term and something goes for the shorter term. If we read something from NCERT at least for 4 times, that goes to our mind for the long term memory. And long term memory retain करने के लिए reading NCERT, then definitely ma'am that varies from subject to subject. I'm sure for commerce, most of accounts especially, most of the students are following DK Goyal or TS Grewal as reference book. But yes, if you talk about 1 point solution for me is those practice papers. 10 years paper, either you buy those 10 years papers, sample papers, or teachers are providing from different schools. Like if suppose I'm working in one of the school, we usually pull in the question papers of across the schools from the Gurgaon and share with our students. So the 1 point solution is practice papers.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Any more questions, Ishika? Khushi?
Yes, ma'am. So we have some questions. So another very common doubt with the students is that how much will a less score in the boards affect them now in their college admissions and their entrances, since even DU has come up with the CUCET?
Okay, this question, one thing, though the notification has not come, but what will happen? DU or any of the colleges or any of the central university, they will decide one cutoff. Cutoff means suppose you apply for CLAT or you apply for GMAT or you apply for 60% marks वाला बच्चा ही form भर सकेगा, 70% marks वाला बच्चा ही form भर सकेगा. So that will be a cutoff. That can be anything. That has not been because it is first time. It can be 60, it can be 65, it can be 70, it can be 75, depending upon the institution to institution. After that, you will be sitting for CUCET. In CUCET, 4 things are common. That is English, GK, reasoning, maths, which is there in any of the entrance. That is called that will be there. Subject will be there or not will be there. It is still into consideration because science में अभी तक होता है. CUCET is not new exam. First of all, CUCET is already there for last many years. तो science के बच्चों का होता है. अब कॉमर्स के बच्चों का भी होगा या नहीं होगा? Because most of the universities are now pulling up. तो हो सकता है कि कॉमर्स ह्यूमैनिटीज के भी कुछ पेपर सब्जेक्ट वाले पेपर्स में ऐड कर दें. तो अगर ऐड करेंगे तो सबके लिए रहेगा. आप लोग ऑलरेडी पढ़ ही रहे हो, 11th 12th में आपने सब्जेक्ट पढ़ा ही है. तो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कट ऑफ योर कॉलेज, योर रैंक विल बी डिसाइडेड, बट बोर्ड मार्क्स इज रिक्वायर्ड. एट लीस्ट यू नीड सम मार्क्स टू फिल अप द फॉर्म. तो यू कैन नॉट इग्नोर बोर्ड कि नहीं जी चलो हो जाएगा.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So the next question is asked by one of the students from the live chat. So, sir, what is the admission process of Sri Ram College?
Sri Ram College is one of the colleges of Delhi University, and they will be taking admission on the basis of CUCET. Means the highest rankers in CUCET they will be taken. मीन्स जैसे हम कट ऑफ आ रहे थे बोर्ड में कि जो सबसे हाईएस्ट वाला होता था वो श्रीराम CUCET अप्लाई करता था, सेम एज आपका CUCET में जो हाईएस्ट रैंक वाले बच्चे आएंगे वो अपना कट ऑफ डिफाइन करेंगे. वो कट ऑफ कहां से होगी? CUCET में जो आपके नंबर आए कि इतने नंबर से इतने नंबर वाले हमारे फॉर्म को भर सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो पहले एक फॉर्म भरेंगे आप CUCET का जिसमें आपके नंबर आ जाएंगे. उसके बाद आप यूनिवर्सिटी का फॉर्म भरने जाते हैं एडमिशन के लिए, तो जो नंबर वो डिसाइड करेंगे उसके ऊपर जिसका आया होगा वही जाके वहां एडमिशन ले सकता है. तो दैट विल बी कट ऑफ नॉट ऑफ द बोर्ड, ऑफ द CUCET, कि इस रैंकिंग के ऊपर वाले बच्चे हमारे पास आएंगे.
Thank you, sir. Also, sir, do you think it is advisable to apply to any safety schools right now जो मतलब जिनको पता नहीं होता है कि उनको एडमिशन कहाँ पे मिलेगा? So this is a very common question among students. कि
basically when we are talking about safety school, what we say that कि second option क्या लेके चले या third option क्या लेके चले, कुछ हाथ में रहना चाहिए. तो at this point of time generally क्या होता है, बच्चा is thinking about DU BMS or IM, and बच्चा is taking safety of something, some private college or maybe some Dehradun college or something. No, आपका जो एज पर योर कैपेबिलिटी यू नो कि मैं किस लेवल के कॉलेज में जा रहा हूं, आपको पता चल जाता है धीरे धीरे इस टाइप से. तो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट, सिंस यू आर अप्लाइंग फॉर DU BMS, तो टेक IM एज अ सेकंड ऑप्शन, मे बी नरसिंह मंजी एज अ थर्ड ऑप्शन, मे बी SNU एज अ फोर्थ ऑप्शन, लाइक दैट. डू नॉट गो फॉर द लास्ट कि हाँ ये तो सेफ्टी के लिए ले सकता हूँ. आई डू नॉट वांट टू नेम एनी ऑफ द कॉलेज और यूनिवर्सिटी एट दिस प्लेटफॉर्म, बट मैंने सुना है बच्चों को कि हाँ दे आर द स्टूडेंट, दे आर द एक्सीलेंट बच्चा of the level of BMS or IPM, and they are feeling कि हाँ ये लेता हूँ. putting a lot of money, 2 lakh रुपए दे दिया, 3 लाख रुपए दे दिया कि नहीं, ये तो safety options. And some of the, mainly the private universities, they declare their dates earlier so that maximum bacha go there, apply there, good bacha should put the money there. So we should not do that. हाँ, आपको पता है कि नहीं, I am a बच्चा of 60, 65, 70. So no doubt, accordingly you have to go.
Thank you, sir. I think we are done with our questions.
We do have some more question on the live chat.
Yes, I think, could you please throw a little light on the structure of CUCET, sir? Okay,
now CUCET, there are papers available on the web. I have already circulated many papers of CUCET of past year. There are 4 components in CUCET. The general component, English, जीके, रीजनिंग, मैथ्स, जो विकास चावला जी ने बताया. इंग्लिश कहां तक होगी? 10 तक की, व्हाटएवर वी हैव स्टडीड, प्रीपोजिशन, इंटरजेक्शन, सिंटैक्स, वही सेम नॉर्मल जी इंग्लिश. देन जीके, स्टैटिक जीके एंड व्हाट वी कॉल करंट अफेयर्स. देन रीजनिंग, आप कोई भी एक बुक पढ़ के क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू कैलेंडर, क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू क्लॉक, क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू सीरीज, दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन, मे बी रिलेशनशिप, दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन. एंड मैथमेटिक्स भी 10th तक की ही आएगी. मे बी देयर कैन बी interest question, there can be profit and loss, there can be some question on probability, some questions on compound interest, simple interest, like that, some simplification, cube roots, and all those things. Now, subject will be there or not, still into consideration. I am repeating, subject will be there or not, it is still into consideration. बहुत जल्दी NC जो हमारा नेशनल टेस्टिंग एजेंसी है, जिसको ये काम दिया गया इस बार ये एग्जाम लेने के लिए, DU has already appointed members. They are coordinating DU and the National Testing Agency. National Testing Agency will be taking paper, but DU के लिए एडमिशन लेना है तो DU ने एक कमेटी बनाई है और उनको डाल दिया कि दोनों मिलकर डिसाइड करेंगे. एंड हो सकता है 1 हफ्ते में 10 दिन में हमारे पास आ जाए कि सब्जेक्ट विल बी द पार्ट ऑफ दैट और नॉट. अगर सब्जेक्ट होगा तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, नहीं होगा तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, बिकॉज सब्जेक्ट बच्चे ऑलरेडी 11th-12th में पढ़ रहे हैं. वॉट एवर द सब्जेक्ट, कॉमर्स वाला बच्चा कॉमर्स पढ़ रहा है, ह्यूमैनिटीज वाला बच्चा ह्यूमैनिटीज पढ़ रहा है, एंड साइंस वाला बच्चा साइंस पढ़ रहा है. So it is not going to affect bacha.
So the question also is that what percentage, have they decided what percentage of the board exam result will be?
No, board examination will not be the component of admission. It will be only the cutoff for filling the form. जैसे अगर आज भी आपको जेई का फॉर्म भरना पड़ता है तो बच्चे के 60% 12th में होने चाहिए. अगर बच्चे के 45% मार्क्स आ जाते हैं तो नहीं भर पाता है. तो सेम वे फॉर फिलिंग CUCT मार्क्स देयर विल बी कट ऑफ कि इतने मार्क्स होंगे तभी आप फॉर्म भर पाए. तो फॉर दैट दे नीड टू प्रिपेयर. वो कितने होंगे वो अभी डिसाइड नहीं है, बट कट ऑफ डिसाइड, रैंकिंग डिसाइड करने में बोर्ड के मार्क्स नहीं होंगे. बिकॉज अगर रैंकिंग डिसाइड करने में बोर्ड से मार्क्स डाल देंगे तो जो सारा ऑब्जेक्टिव था कि जो डिफरेंट स्टेट से कुछ बच्चे आ जाते हैं जिनके मार्क्स बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं, वो सारा ऑब्जेक्टिव डिफीट हो जाएगा दोबारा से.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. I think because
probably eligibility will be there and minimum eligibility criteria will be there, and on the basis of minimum eligibility, the person can fill the form. जो minimum eligibility होगी उसके मुताबिक फॉर्म भरा जाएगा और उसके बाद सारा खेल जो होगा वो एंट्रेंस का ही होगा बेसिकली.
Because this is a question been asked by majority of.
मैं आपको और बताता हूँ सोमा मैम, विकास चावला जी बच्चों को 20 साल से डिफरेंट एंट्रेंस के लिए प्रिपेयर कराते हैं और इनके ऊपर ऑल ओवर इंडिया से बच्चे प्रिपेयर करते हैं. और इफ यू सी द चार्जेस ऑफ डिफरेंट कॉलेजेस एंड जो जितने भी इंस्टीट्यूट्स खुले हुए हैं, और विकास चावला जी का देखेंगे मैक्सिमम गवर्नमेंट स्कूल के बच्चे, केवीज के बच्चे एंड टॉप schools of the Delhi, संस्कृति and all, even GD को इनका MIT वो भी बच्चे हैं. और ये करते तो ही नो एवरीथिंग कि अब देखिए इन्होंने आपको क्या बताया कि 200 आवर्स में सब कुछ हो सकता है. एंड इफ यू टॉक टू अदर पर्सन और बच्चा नहीं कैसे होगा, परेशान है बच्चे. 200 आवर्स का मतलब कितना होता है कि अगर बच्चा 15 दिन 20 दिन 10-10 घंटे पढ़ाई अच्छे से कर दे, कोर्स कंप्लीट है. तो कितना रिलैक्सिंग है बच्चे के माइंड में. तो ये कैलकुलेशन है इनके 20 आवर्स का, इनका 20 इयर्स का इनकी मेहनत है. तो वो बहुत बच्चों को बहुत हेल्प करता है कि नहीं बच्चा अभी बहुत आराम से हो जाएगा, डोंट वरी.
That's very reassuring. Thank you, sir. Manisha ma'am, a question for you. Of course there are uncertainties. Of course the students are worried about a lot of things about their some of the children who have to apply to foreign universities, some children who have to really prepare for their entrances and they thought that they will get a sizable amount of time to prepare, what kind of and of course their parents who are equally worried about the same, what kind of counseling would you give to them? How are schools preparing the children and their parents to counter this kind of stress?
Most important thing, Shoma ma'am, is regularity. If you are attending all your classes, be it online or offline, regularly, you are completing your assignments regularly. That's what I said in the beginning also, that no teacher in any school can give the last minute project work. It's only we students, if we don't do at proper time, and then we pile up the things, that leads to a lot of stress and anxiety. So my counseling is, please be regular from the beginning. Now, even if you have, teachers have finished the syllabus, you feel you are not completing with the syllabus, you are lagging behind, don't feel stress at all. Please always count the blessings in your hand, not the anxiety and the stress. And again, blessings is, we are two, what I told in the beginning also, that I always tell, we have half of the syllabus and more time. So the two blessings, if you count, always the things will move ahead with the proper thing. Staying calm and thinking positive are very important. I think I told in the beginning that I have a formula. I think this is the right time to answer this question, Shoma ma'am, that my formula, which works always for the counseling, is I love naps. I is for input. Always take inputs from your teachers, whatever the feedback they are giving. Even if they are not giving, please go and ask for the inputs. Ma'am, I have done this paper, where I went wrong, where I have done something wrong, what are my weaknesses, what are my strengths? If I'm a math student, I have to go to my math teacher and I have to ask, मैम मेरे मैथ्स के कौन कौन से टॉपिक बार बार वीक हो रहे हैं, मे बी इट्स इंटीग्रेशन और डिफरेंशिएशन और प्रोबेबिलिटी और 3-dimensional ज्योमेट्री. So inputs are very important. That first I stands for input. Then love L. L is always leave, never leave any pre-board. But I take it, leave no pre-boards. Whenever the pre-board exams are conducting, please attempt that. That is very important to reduce the stress and to assess yourself. And then NAPS, NAPPS, and again NCRT. Read NCRT 4 times. A is always stay calm, always stay positive. Then the 2 P's, very important. 1 P is, I think repeatedly telling, practice papers. And the second P is presentation of the paper. Very, very important presentation. Believe me, bacha, in any checking center, none of the teacher is reading the entire paper, entire answer. It's only your presentation which fetches the mark. I have always been the spot evaluation in center in charge and examiner for almost 20 years. Always, especially for the theoretical subjects, always write the introduction, then the main key points in the bullets or with the headings, and then the conclusion. If it's a business studies, if it's economics, that works like wonders. And try to present your paper with lots of graphical inputs, with lots of illustrations, bubble diagrams, flow charts. So if you are working on these presentations, first 3-4 pages, if you have won the heart of the examiner, then definitely 80% battle is already won. So that second P is for presentation, and the last S is for the shortcomings. If you have any, then again go to the first I, take the inputs, and then start the process. So that is the mantra, that is the key. If you are following, definitely there will be no stress, no anxiety, and children are scoring 98 and 99% marks with this mantra. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Manisha ma'am. I love this concept of I love naps. It's really interesting. And yes, you have covered the entire spectrum that is important in a child's life right now. I also have a question: how this can become an endless discussion. So, how about how do children who still have queries after this? How can they get in touch with you? Would you be giving your contact? Can we have?
I can give my mail ID. I think sir has this form where sir might be posting the mail IDs. I'll request Sunil Tripathi sir. I'll give my mail ID to sir. He can also mention. either in the description of that YouTube channel link from where I think our audiences are right now watching. So definitely I'll be happy to share my mail ID. And if there is any query, I'll be happy to answer.
Okay. I think for me also, I will be sharing my number. Vikas sir, I don't know, Vikas sir, you are comfortable with sharing your number or?
Yeah, sure. I'll be sharing the number as well as the mail ID, and we can post it on the link given in YouTube channel.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
And so any bacha can visit our YouTube channel of this video, whatever it is live, and you will get the number of Manisha ma'am, Vikas sir, and mine.
In the description.
Yeah.
In the description box.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We'll do that. And Vikas sir, since you've given out the dates of various institutions, but I'm sure in the days to come there will be a lot of updation, which will require.
It will keep on fluctuating because the situation depends on the board date sheet. Once the board date sheet is out, and after that, every institution will decide, and they'll decide in the benefit of students only.
All right, so Khushi, Ishika, thank you very much. I think you have asked a number of questions on behalf of the entire student community. Before closing this discussion, I would like to have the last word from each of our panelists, and then we will close the session. Can we start with Vikas sir first?
Yeah, sure. And all the best to all of the participants, all of the viewers. And I must say कि मेहनत करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती और बिना मेहनत के कभी जय जयकार नहीं होती.
Thank you so much. That was good. Manisha ma'am, please.
Same mantra. Please get up early in the morning. Utilize 24 hours very wisely. Stop eating junk food. Eat healthy. Follow the mantra. I love naps. And still, if you have any concern, please ask. ASK is a very small word, but it resolves the problems like anything. Any single problem, any single concern, if you have, please ask from your teachers, ask from the counselors, ask from administrators. Everyone is ready to help you willingly. The only thing is you have to ask. Without asking, बेटा मम्मी भी ना कभी बच्चे को दूध नहीं पिलाती बचपन में. जब हम छोटे होते हैं, माँ को तभी पता चलता है जब बच्चा रोता है. और अब जब आप 17-18 साल के हो जाते हो, टीनेजर हो जाते हो, the only thing is we feel little egoistic. कैसे पूछे, फ्रेंड से कैसे पूछे, सर से कैसे पूछे, मैम से कैसे पूछे. So forget about all those filters what you have, that ego what we have in our mind. Be simple in your life and think about the higher goals that we have to achieve. All the best to all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And this, Shoma ma'am, I always feel very connected with this batch of 2022 because they spend entire 2 years of their schooling being at home. So kudos to this batch of 2022. You will always be a special batch for us. For all the teaching fraternity. This 2022 batch is going to be very close to our heart.
Absolutely. And I hope they have a beautiful start to their college life and have their freshers festival and stuff. Yeah, so they should be looking forward to a beautiful life ahead of them. Sunil sir.
Okay, one thing, generally I am getting the feedbacks from different group कि सर सारा experiment हमारे ही बैच के साथ होता है. तो this is happening for last 10-12 years. Every batch is saying something. कभी CC आ गया, कभी CC चला गया, कभी कुछ हो गया, कभी MCQ आ गया. तो for this batch I can that if you take positive things, what Manisha ma'am told that कि आपका syllabus आधा है, time दुगुना है, time 2 times है, syllabus आधा है. Take it in a positive manner. Another thing कि पहले होता था admission हो रहा है, for some state is giving more marks and you are not getting good colleges and all. Now fair chance for everyone will be sitting for same examination, and depending upon your preparation, depending upon your ability, you will be selected. So take it positive things कि हाँ इस साल हम में क्या better हुआ as compared to last batch. You will be always happy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ishika, Khushi, Manisha ma'am, Vikas ji, and Soma. Thank you.